I just got to the point where I was going to join the Navy, which I did, but I couldn't go in at 16. I had to wait a couple months. And so finally, I turned 17, went down and signed the final papers, and that was the next thing I knew, I was on a Greyhound bus headed to Buffalo to get the physical. After that, I was assigned to the USS Cushing, which was a destroyer. I had been asked by one of the lieutenants to get a GED, and he made the arrangements, and in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, I took my GED test. They just took me and taught me everything, and I ended up the last 3 years of my time on the Cushing serving in the communications department, and that was tracking aircraft, tracking ships, and so forth. I think it's one of the best things that ever happened to me. Then when I did get discharged, I came back to Erie and got a call from WSEE, from the former general manager. So I was there for quite a while. And then WJET was building at the time, and they hired me to be the program director. Then I got a call one day from Bob Chedester. Bob Chedester at the time was the general manager of WQLN. And so I went to QLN as the vice president of fundraising. Dick Scheffner, who was a very well-known city councilman, passed away unexpectedly. And he was also the regional director for the Department of Community Affairs. And the governor appointed me to fill Dick Scheffner's place. And so I served Governor Thornburg for 8 years. Then, when his 2 terms were up, Governor Casey came in. He also kept me on for 8 years. And one day I got a phone call, and the young man on the other end says that he was Bob Casey Jr.
It was the latter part of 1996. I had just been elected to the office of Auditor General, a statewide office, and I had to assemble a team. We turned to art very early, and I knew that if I had veterans who had some state government experience, private sector experience, and in Art's case, he had all those years working with television stations and working with the media.
So I stayed with Bob, young Bob, for 8 years. And that's how I got to meet a lot of people. That's how I got to be involved in a lot of boards. And every time I got on another board, I met new people.
Art knows everybody, and if Art knows everybody, he's gonna have, like if I need something, he'll say, oh, I know just the person, Father, and he goes and gets that person for me. Or, Father, you need this is the person to call. So he is very much a people person, and he has more connections than anybody I know.
It's not uncommon where he'll do a quick evaluation of the problem, and you'll see him thinking, and he says, let me get back with you. And it's just amazing. The phone rings the next day, and he says, I reached out and contacted, a colleague of mine from 20 years ago. He's still in business. He's done this great work. I think that you could use him. Here's his telephone number. Tell him Art sent you. And it works. It's incredible. I mean, the man has the most amazing intellectual Rolodex that I've ever seen in my entire life. Who needs a computer? I mean, you got Art Martinucci.
But even when I talk about his connections, he doesn't use people like, I get to know these different people, so they're going to help me later. He loves people. And when people know that someone like Art's going to be in their life and he's going to care for them, then they just respond to that.
I just enjoy meeting people. I enjoy working with people. I have breakfast like 3 or 4 times a week with friends just to start my day, because that really gets me going then. And so I always say you have to have a reason to get up and put your pants on in the morning, and that's what I do.
Art is somebody that I really enjoy having on the advisory board because he is honest, he is hardworking, his integrity is second to none. He gets things done. He is very loyal. He's one of the most loyal people I know.
And so when I started my own foundation, I have the Reason for Our Hope Foundation, and 10 years ago when I'm thinking, who can I bring who is just solid, who is trustworthy, who is faithful, and who knows everything? I looked for Art Martinucci. He's really the one who's looks at the whole picture type person. And he gives us all the insight because he's been involved in politics and different things throughout his whole life. And that's what his biggest thing. He has one of the biggest insights to life and how people are and what works and what doesn't work.
Art's involvement on the Hands Board has been just remarkable. Art has a long history of working in community development. What really that means is to help strengthen the economic, the social, the recreational parts of our community. And Art understands all of those. And through his volunteer time at Hands, we've been able to refocus our efforts on creating specific neighborhoods and also launching a new veterans community, which I know he's very passionate about. When we started dialoguing about some of the needs for veterans coming back from abroad, Art immediately stepped up and said, I want to be part of the committee. I want to see this happen because I'm very concerned about his brothers and sisters who are coming back from the wars.
Our biggest project right now is we're taking over the Battersby units and his office up on Peach Street. Hands bought that building. And we are converting the house first, and we're going to be sitting in 6 apartments there for homeless vets. Our next project will be coming up is the buildings behind. And there we're going to have 19 apartments for homeless vets, be man or women, okay? And we'll also have 6 3-bedroom units for veterans' families.
I've met few people in my life who have committed more of themselves to the service of their community, and Art is testament to that, whether it's service in the Navy or service in various levels of government.
You know, he's still like he's a 20-year-old because he's still eager about life, he's still engaged in life, he still knows that he can give a lot for life. That's what I think keeps people like him so alive.
It's just remarkable that he has the amount of energy he does. Frequently, we'll have an evening board meeting, and he'll agree to make a few phone calls or contact some folks. Normally, my first call in the morning at 8:02 a.m. is that he's got his calls done and all the information gathered. I don't know when the man never sleeps. I mean, who does that?
I don't think Art knows how to retire.
Art doesn't want to sit in his recliner and watch TV all day when he knows that this region has a lot of needs. There are not too many 78-year-old people that I know that are out in their car going to meetings several days a week to make this community a better place.
Every time I got on another board, I met new people, and I got involved in more organizations. And it was just, I've been blessed. Let's see, coming from a broken home, raised by my mother, have been lucky in jobs. I mean, my education wasn't really that great. I've been blessed there, you know, and I've never been out of work. I've been blessed with a great family, a great wife, 3 great children, and now we have 9 great-grandchildren.
It's the more you give, the more you receive. That's how you're a person's blessed. Art gives everything, and everything comes back to him. You know, it's casting your bread upon the waters. What you give is what you're going to receive.
I don't know, it just gives me a great feeling if I can help somebody. I'll continue to do it as long as I can.